Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we do have a pre-match preview to talk about. I'm going to talk about the game between Barcelona and Getafe, which will be held at the Camp Nou tomorrow on Saturday. So we should be expecting a very entertaining match, but we should also expect a very tough Getafe side coming to the Camp Nou. So before we talk about what type of team we will face, I want to talk about the squad's current conditions, because we did enter into a little period where we did have a few injuries. We did have injuries from Piquet, Umtiti, and Semedo, and so according to the club themselves, they said that Piquet was able to train normally with the squad today, and so was Umtiti and Nelson Semedo, who was suffering from tonsillitis. And they did say that his training was a little bit more specific, but he will most likely feature in tomorrow's game, which means that tomorrow we will have a full squad ready to play. The only players that are going to be missing is Suarez, Lenglet, and Dembele. And the reason why Lenglet won't be playing tomorrow is because he did receive a red card against Real Betis, and so he will not participate in tomorrow's match. We also do have Neto back after being out for weeks. It has been confirmed by the club that Neto is medically cleared to return. So now I want to talk about Getafe. Getafe has been having one hell of a season, and I am so glad to see them do very well, because Getafe isn't one of those teams that is considered to be one of the top elite teams. So for them to be third place in La Liga is something that we should highly respect. And one of the key reasons why Getafe is in this position is because of Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid has been having one of the worst seasons under Simeone so far, and Getafe has taken that situation that Atletico is having to their advantage. Another reason why Getafe has been so successful is because of their defense. So if we take a look at their past 4 games, right, we can see that they beat Lejanes, they beat Real Betis, and Real Betis is a team that managed to score 2 goals on us. Then they beat Athletic Club, and remember, Athletic Club was a team that knocked us out in the Copa, and then they beat Valencia. And the best thing about this is that Getafe was able to keep a clean sheet from all of these teams. So Getafe is a team that has been getting the job done defensively. And if we look closer into the clean sheets, they have a total of 10 clean sheets in La Liga. They are right next to Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And if you compare that to Barcelona, Barcelona only has 6 clean sheets. So we can see here that Getafe defensively is better than Barcelona. We have faced Getafe before this season. We did manage to pull off a win at their home, but this Getafe team that we are going to play tomorrow is not going to be the same Getafe team that we faced 4 months ago. So now I do want to dedicate some time in this video to talk about one player, which is Marc Cucurella. He did have a few words to say about his club, FC Barcelona. And if you guys don't know who that is, he is a player who grew up in the Barcelona Academy and is currently loaned out to Getafe. And so this is what he said yesterday. I think that at Barcelona, which is a big club, the important thing is to win in the end. Maybe they don't have the patience that they had. As a cantera player, which I am, they don't give you the chances you deserve. I don't like it because I expected they would be more confident in the youth academy. In football, the important thing is to win. Winning is more important than having patience. So I do want to talk about this for a sec. Every time we do hear something from the academy players who is loaned out, it is always important to keep a close ear on what they're saying, because they are the players that can give us the best details on how Barcelona treats their youth. And it's always interesting to see what these academy youth players are saying about their club, because it's some very interesting insights. So yes, it is true that Barcelona does not have the same amount of patience they once did, and that's because of 2 reasons. One is because the bar is set extremely high. The trainers, the sporting directors, anyone that works in that department, they do expect players to be like Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Puyol, Pedro. I don't believe that's ever going to happen again, and so they should fix that. I don't know who's in charge on who gets to be in the first team or not, but that is basically how it is. They want to keep breeding players like Xavi, Messi, Iniesta, Pedro, which I personally don't think is ever going to happen. And so the second reason why they don't have the same amount of patience is because they have a must-win mentality instead of a must-develop mentality. And when you have that type of mentality, when you do have that mentality where you say we have to win, that creates short-term thinking, meaning that you will want to buy big-time players regardless if they don't fit in the system. Then you are taking away the minutes from these youth players. With him speaking this way, right, I do expect him to show up against Barcelona and put on a good show. Cucurella is a fundamental player for Getafe. I do like the way he plays. He is a great player. Even though he is a left back, back, right? Even with that position, he still managed to score 1 goal and provide 4 assists. But if I'm going to be very honest with myself, even though I think that he's very good, at the end of the day, I don't believe, right, regardless of how he plays, I don't see him coming back. And that's because of 2 reasons. One is because we have Jordi Alba and Junior Firpo, so that place is already fully occupied. And the second reason is because his loan does end this summer with Getafe, and in that contract, there is an option for Getafe for them to buy that player. And I believe that is the direction they're going to go with. The other player that we should be looking out for, since we are playing against Getafe, is Angel Rodriguez. He is one of the candidates to replace Dembele for the remainder of the season. So we should keep a very close eye on Angel, because this will be a very good opportunity to see how he performs against Barcelona and what he can provide to the team. Now, the big question is, how is Barcelona going to line up tomorrow? Because we have to remember that we have a very thin squad. We do lack a lot of depth in the squad. Not only that, but the thing is, we are only 2 games away before facing Napoli in the UEFA Champions League round of 16. And that game is going to be very important. We need to be at our absolute best. So every move, every player that we choose in each game has to be very, very calculated. So this is the lineup I think that we should go with. We should go with a formation of 4-3-3, having Semedo, Piquet, Umtiti, and Jordi Alba as our defensive line, having Vidal, Busquets, and De Jong in our midfield. And that midfield is self-explanatory. That is our best midfield at the moment. And then up top, as much as I hate to say it, we should have Sergi Roberto on the right wing. I know that he doesn't provide a lot on that position, but that is the only option we have at the moment. And then in the middle, we should have Messi. And then on the left, we should have Antoine Griezmann. And the reason why I don't want to put Ansu Fati in this game is because I believe that we should preserve his energy and use him in the most important matches like Napoli and any other game that comes after that. Because right now at the moment, we can't risk any injuries from Ansu Fati, because if Ansu Fati is injured, then we only have Griezmann and Messi. And so we shouldn't use Ansu Fati. We have used him a lot over the course of this season. Ansu Fati has to get used to this type of frequency, and for us to just force him out and push him onto the field and play the full 90 minutes will not be healthy for him, because I don't even think he knows how his body is going to respond if he does play a full 90 minutes back to back every weekend. And so again, this is what I mean by being very calculated. We should be very careful with these players, and I believe with this lineup, it is good enough to beat Getafe at the Camp Nou. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know what your score prediction is going to be for this match. My score prediction for this match is going to be 4-0. We will get a big win. We have to get a big win. We are on a good run. We did beat Real Betis last weekend, and so I believe we are going to take that energy against Real Betis and apply it to the game against Getafe. And so that is my score prediction, 4-0. Let me know what your score prediction is going to be. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.